Part 1. Good and Bad Teaching. First, what is self-evaluation? It is the ability to openly and honestly evaluate or judge yourself. It means you need to be able to be critical of your own abilities and decisions in the class and be able to take an objective look at how much learning is actually taking place. And you need to reflect constructively on your abilities as a teacher. Good and bad teaching. Let's think what constitutes a good and bad teacher. Before we start, I'd like you as a quick activity to write down 5 good teaching traits and 5 negative teaching traits. Then afterwards, you can compare them with the answers that I give you. Good teaching traits. Number 1. A good teacher is always punctual. This simply means being on time, making sure you have done your lesson plan on time, making sure you're at the school with good time to do printing or anything else that needs prepared, and making sure, of course, that you're in the classroom on time, ready for the class to begin. Number 2. A good teacher manages the classroom effectively. This goes for behavior management as well as time management. Number 3. A good teacher is prepared and ready. This means you have a full lesson plan, your classroom is set up, your board and computer and chairs are all ready for the class to begin. Number 4. A good teacher looks professional. You'd be surprised at how many teachers do not think that this is important, but clearly it is. Parents and students alike are looking to you as an authority figure. They want to see someone who's clean and professional. Number 5. A good teacher speaks clearly and concisely. This is obviously important as we are language teachers. We come from different backgrounds with different accents and different ways of speaking. We need to neutralize our accents and speak clearly, calmly, and concisely so the students and parents can understand us. Okay, so how did that compare with what you wrote down in the first place? Which one do you think is the most important? Try to evaluate yourself and think about how true these characteristics are of your own teaching. Bad teaching traits. So, what are some traits that would be considered negative or undesirable when it comes to teaching? Number 1. Being late or unprepared. Both of these things just generally look unprofessional. Being late for a class once is excusable, being late for a class a few times is not. Being underprepared just means you're going to have dead time and you're going to look like you don't know what you're doing. Number 2. Making students feel victimized. This one is pretty obvious, but I have seen it in the past where teachers are underprepared with classroom management methods and then end up picking on students which are naughty or even students that are not managing to the same level as the rest of the class. This needs to be avoided at all costs. Number 3. Resorting to shouting or physical punishments. Now, shouting is one thing. We've all been guilty of raising our voices here and there, but physical punishments are inexcusable and will often get you fired from a job, so please try to avoid that at all costs. Number 4. Unkempt or scruffy appearance. It is surprising to me how many teachers don't realize that their smell or their look has a huge effect on how the students and parents feel about them in the classroom. Number 5. Won't listen to students or advice from others. One of the most beautiful aspects of this job is that even after 12 years of teaching, I can still find new things to learn, new methods and new techniques. Please listen to the students, listen to what they say, listen to your peers and listen to the other teachers. There's always something new to be gained from listening to advice. Number 6. Waste time in class with non-purposeful activities. Every time you do something in class, there needs to be a reason, there needs to be a goal. Don't waste time with games that have no outcome and no purpose. So again, let's think about these traits. Do any of them relate to you as a teacher? Which ones are most harmful? Now, there's nothing wrong with noticing your own shortcomings as long as there's an ability and a willingness to improve and better ourselves.